I am an actor and a teacher from the Oregon Shakespeare Festival. At first, this is where I wanted to work, and I've been lucky enough to work here for all these years. But then it's kind of shifted. What's really happened is it's been my privilege to live here for these 23 years.
I think it's really easy just to say that I love Ashland. I'm passionate about it. I can't imagine living anywhere else. If I travel, I come back home, it's home. I fly into the Rogue Valley or I drive over the Siskiyous and I'm home.
We moved here from New York City and we were looking for a place that had a lot of the same qualities that Ashland has, but what made Ashland different was this combination of culture and small town and the people.
We have people who call who don't have kids, who aren't going to have kids, and they want to know about the school system. And I think the reason for that is because communities with strong school systems are typically very strong communities and vice versa. Strong communities have great schools. And it's one of the things that makes Ashland special.
It's such a rich, varied experience that children have growing up here.
The feeling of community here in Ashland is beyond anything I ever dreamed possible, and certainly anything that I'd experienced before I came here.
The greatest difference I see coming from outside Ashland and having time in several other school districts. Ashland's community has invested heavily in their schools and has maintained that even during the hard years. And it has allowed, in arguably the most difficult economic times that any of us have lived in, to maintain a quality of education other places were unable to do.
For a small town, we have so many resources that we really shouldn't have. We have a world-class high school. We have partnerships with our local colleges and universities. We have so much volunteer participation in our schools.
I just feel so privileged to be able to have my son here in Ashland Schools. They're so good and so well-rounded, and I love how the community supports the kids here.
Even though my husband and I don't have children in the Ashland school system, we strongly believe that the community benefits from strong schools.
For those without children, it's a self-serving act to support the educational system because their community, the one that they live in and engage in, is improved by virtue of a good school system.
I don't think we'd be anywhere near as successful as we are without the support of the community. Hands-on, in a lot of ways, in classrooms, helping with donations and fundraisers.
I think it says a lot about the community as a whole, that people who aren't invested any longer are still investing in schools. And they obviously recognize that how important that is.
They still want to support it. They still want to be involved in it. They want to volunteer. They want to have an impact.
It makes me feel really proud to know that we are in some way contributing to the success of Ashland Schools.
They want to be readers at the schools. They want to donate to the foundation to make sure that the next generation gets the support they need.
Ashland Schools Foundation has so obviously changed the way this school district operates, and the opportunities have just jumped for the schools.
The Ashland Schools Foundation is one of our most vital partners in providing educational opportunities for our students.
I know that over 50% of the people that donate to the Ashland Schools Foundation don't even have kids in the school. And yet, when you think about that, you realize the type of people that we have living here. And it just makes me more proud of this community and just the greatest place to live. It's just fantastic.
Without the funds raised by the Ashland Schools Foundation, we would not have science lab aids to support hands-on learning in the sciences. We would not have so many opportunities for our children.
We've got it really good here. However, we can also hear the footsteps running behind us. And we need to keep setting that bar high.
I think that we can't get complacent. We have to realize that we can't afford to have these things cut, these programs that are so essential to our kids. And that means that we have to support the foundation to make sure that they get those programs and that they have those throughout their whole school years, K through 12, and are ready to go on to the next step in their lives.
As good as the Ashland schools are, there are still things that we would love to have to be able to offer to our kids.
We can never rest on our laurels. We need to always be looking at what are the next steps in providing a world-class education for the children of Ashland.
Whether you do $25 or you do 1,000, it all adds up, and it is all inclusive. It makes you feel like you're part of a bigger thing, because all the money that comes together really does create something larger than ourselves.
Strong schools make a strong community, and I think Ashland is a great example of that.
We're very blessed in this community. I think my lucky stars, I wound up here.
We have something so special here in Ashland, and we're all a part of it. I'm so proud of that.